Hey, Zion Nation team. You guys are freaking amazing. I'm going to wait till a couple people pop on just so I make sure that I am on the right. I'm pretty sure I'm on the right spot. But I hope this is what Katie wants me to do. Wherever she is. Hopefully a few people pop on here. It is 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'm so excited to talk to you guys. This team is freaking amazing. You guys are awesome. Let's see who's gonna hop on. Who's going to join in on the fun today? I'm so excited because I get to talk to you guys about Summit again, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. So I'm sure you guys are like, why is she on here? I'm on here. Yes, I am. My daughter's looking at me like I'm crazy. Okay, so I'm wondering if I can't see things because do I get to see comments? I don't know if I can see comments or not. Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay. So, there's Lisa. Okay, good. I'm in the right. I'm doing the right thing. Hey, Lisa, how are you? I am so excited to talk to you guys about leading the people that you sponsor and leading a team. I'm so thankful that Katie, good, Amanda. I'm so grateful that Katie asked me to come on and chat with you guys. She is phenomenal. She has a huge heart. She works so hard. She just gets things done. I've never seen anything like her. She is the sweetest. I call her my little, I don't think I call her a pit bull. What did I call you, Katie? She's the sweetest little bulldog. Is that right? Or pit bull? She's amazing. She sets goals and she literally accomplishes like every goal she sets. It's pretty impressive. I love her. She's great. So, I want to jump on here and talk to you guys about Summit and make sure you guys know how excited I personally am about Summit and how amazing it is. I have so many great memories and experiences with Summits. The first one that I'm going to talk about is the one that was the very first Summit that corporate did in Park City in 2017. Hey, Courtney. Hey, girl. And it was hands down probably the most influential and impactful Summit on me to date. The reason is that I went, hey Katie, hey, love you girl. I went to that Summit. My daughter's making fun of me. Thanks, Kenzie. So I went to that Summit and my team was relatively small. And I remember the first night I went, I think I talked about this on my page. I went and I was meeting Chrissy and Carrie Ann for the first time. Natalie Swenson had just had her baby, and she had just been going through some crazy things with her life personally. So she didn't make it to the Friday night thing, but she was going to be there all day Saturday. And I remember going to the Friday night bowling thing, and I was like really nervous. And I don't know if I ever told Chrissy or Carrie Ann this, but I was really nervous to meet them. I had met them through social media and virtually, but I hadn't met them face to face, and I was so nervous. I was so nervous that they were gonna like me, that they were gonna accept me, be okay with me. And I think we all have that fear, when you're leading or you're growing things or you're meeting new people. There's kind of that I hope they like me. And so I remember that like it was yesterday. I walked in and they were so sweet and so excited, and I was so excited to finally meet them. And what's so funny is there was probably 30, not even 30 women there. There's probably 20 people plus spouses and kids. It was small. It was really small. And it was just so amazing to see them finally. And then the next day was the actual Summit. And Natalie was there with her little new baby, and we had Mary Jo, who's there from Georgia, just some of the first girls that really got excited and were really amped about Zaya. And it was so amazing to be there. And we were definitely the smallest team that was there. I think we maybe had 20, maybe not even 20. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look. Oh, I know. Here I am. I'm not trying anything on. I'm just talking about Summit. And I remember sitting there and they were recognizing everybody who had hit director, and I had not hit director yet. And I remember sitting there and I texted Jordan and I was like, I am so mad. I'm so mad that I did not hit director. Because they like took them on this special weekend. They got to go and do all this special stuff and be pampered. And I was like, I should be up there. Like, I should have paid attention to things. And it was mainly based off of my numbers. I didn't totally understand the compensation plan, which is a little embarrassing to say, but I didn't totally understand it. And so I didn't like push in certain areas. And so I missed being a director by like hardly anything. Like, it was so defeating. And I was so upset at myself for allowing that to happen. And I was like, I'm never not going to earn something that the company puts out as like a promotion or a trip or something like that. And so that was like my line in the sand, like, I am doing this thing. And the other thing is, you guys, there was like maybe 30 girls in the room for Summit. Maybe. Our company was itty bitty babies. I think there was like a total like 200 people in the whole company, which shows how much growth has happened. And I love, and I'm so thankful for people like Chrissy and Carrie Ann and Natalie and Mary Jo that ran with me, encouraged me, and loved on me. And they put up with a lot of things that I was probably doing wrong, probably not even doing right. And so I want that to kind of segue or go into talking about leading those that you sponsor. So I think sometimes we get really hung up on being perfect. And I didn't do that right, or I didn't do that the way I should have. Who's telling you the right or wrong way to do things, first of all? And so I really, really encourage you to just do things and do your best. And just know that if anybody gets upset at you, it's probably because they haven't done as much as you. Okay? So usually people who are frustrated by what you've done or think you could be a better leader, maybe they're not leading the way they should either. You know what I mean? So make sure that when you're a leader, you're just doing your best and you're quick to say you're sorry. You're quick to say that you love people, that you're grateful for them. And when you are a downline, make sure that you are very forgiving and patient with your leaders, because no one is perfect. Okay? So leading those that you sponsor, the biggest thing with that is, first of all, you learn to lead yourself. I am a huge, huge proponent of self-responsibility, being responsible for your behaviors, your actions. I will be the first one. If I've done something wrong, I will be the first one to be like, I'm so sorry. Okay. So just remember that you don't have to do things perfect. Now, there probably is ways that you could do things better, right? So when girls come to me and they're like, well, I didn't do this right and I didn't do this right, I'm like, why? Why are you telling me that you didn't do it right? There's no right or wrong in this business. There's only you're doing or you're not doing. If you're doing, it doesn't matter if it's perfect, if it's absolutely gorgeous, if it's pleasing to the eye. You know, when we first started doing parties in people's homes, we were laying the clothes out on couches. None of these like fancy racks and like pretty hangers. We were literally laying the clothes on couches. Okay, so that wasn't wrong. If somebody was to tell me right now that was wrong, I would say you're wrong, because we didn't know any better. So we could have done it better, right? We could have done it better, but we didn't do it wrong. We were still doing it, okay? So when you are leading a team, it is really important that you are leading yourself. You're doing the personal development. You're reading good books. You're treating your upline the way that you want to be treated by your downline. I think that's super, super important that you are giving that respect, that love, even if they aren't doing things right. On that note, I have an amazing sponsor. Her name's Kylie Dart. I love her to pieces. I see her every once in a while. We were not friends before Zaya. I actually knew her sister Holly better because our boys played basketball together. So her sister Holly was the one that told us about Zaya. And so I didn't know Kylie. She signed me up, and she's done the best that she knew how. So this again goes back to, you can't do it right or wrong. Could she have maybe been a better sponsor for me? Maybe. But you know what? She was exactly what I needed. She didn't hover over me. She didn't micromanage me. She allowed me to fly. She allowed me to be who I needed to be without micromanaging me, telling me I needed to be on phone calls, telling me I needed to be here or there. She just has loved on me and let me be the leader that I needed to be. So I think there's a lot of power in that. Even though she didn't do calls, she hasn't reached into my team a ton. Okay, so I can't fault her for that. I'm not mad at her for it. I actually really love her and I'm so grateful for her. I will always be grateful for her because of this gift that she's given me. So just remember that everybody's doing their best, no matter who they are, what their experience is, they're all doing their best. And I'm going to tell you that 99% of us have, 99%, sorry, that's not what I want to say. All of us have about 99% of our individual selves are really good, and there's probably about 1% that we're like bad. Most of us are really good. We have really good intentions. We have really good ideas that we're trying to get things done and accomplished, okay? So on that note, when you bring somebody into Zaya, I hope that you love them and you help them where they're at. That is probably the biggest thing, is that you love on people where they're at. So I would never get on and get mad at people for not being on my team calls. But if I have a coaching call with that girl and she's like, I really want to grow, I really want things to happen, and I ask her, well, are you getting onto my calls? Are you taking advantage of my new rep trainings? And if she tells me no, then I'm going to tell her, you should probably start to get onto my calls. You should probably take advantage of the training that I have in place for you, okay? Oh, good, Katie. Hopefully I'm not going too long. Also, I just realized it's been 15 minutes. I'm sorry. So please, please, please love people, meet them where they're at. Yes, you can push people. You can get them to go and do crazy, awesome things, and you should, but only if they are open and ready to that. And how do you know that? Through their daily activities. You'll be able to tell by their PV. You'll be able to tell by how much they're sponsoring. So those things I look at before I gauge how much to push or nudge somebody to push harder. So I always try to make sure that the relationships come first before the business, because relationships, because the relationships last longer than businesses. You know, I want this business to be around for 50, 100 years, but what I want more is I want the relationships and the love and the respect of my team, aside from Zaya. I've always told this and I've taught this, is there's Zaya that I'm growing, that I'm building, that I'm promoting, that I love this brand, but then there's also my team of women. That is something that is separate, that I'm training, that I'm encouraging, that I'm loving on, that is a different thing than Zaya. And they do cross over, but they are very, very different. Hey, Jennifer. So teach and train your girls. Love on them. Make sure you know where they're at in this business. It's a really good idea to find out when they start if they're in this to buy for themselves, if they want to be a hobbyist, or if they want to be a business builder. Because based off of that response is how I am going to interact with them. So I'm going to maybe push them more if they tell me they want to build a business. Now, if things change and I'm pushing them and they're like, I don't want to build a business anymore, I want to be a hobbyist, or I don't want to build this business anymore, I want to be a personal use, then I have to change and adjust to that. So you always want to meet people where they're at, because sometimes you're going to have those girls on your team that are just personal use, and then all of a sudden they skyrocket and they are like on fire about the business and you don't know what set them off. And then all of a sudden, 6 months later, they're a freaking executive or Zaya executive, and you're like, whoa, what happened? And they're like, my husband's job became unsecure. My kid got really sick and I just dialed in my business, and I'm so grateful that I had this there. So you have to remember that sometimes their why is just not strong enough, but that doesn't mean their why won't become strong and push them to build this business. So I always love on everybody. I encourage them, and I make sure they know about my trainings. If you are a leader, I strongly suggest, if you are not plugging your team into Katie's trainings, that you start doing trainings, that you start encouraging your girls to, do weekly things to learn about how to build this business. It is so, so important to learn how to build these businesses. It's not rocket science, but there is definitely kind of a verbiage or a way to do this that works. What I'm finding with Zaya is that it's very fluid, which has been really awesome with this business because not a lot of businesses allow for fluidity between them. You kind of have to like stick within the box that the company has told you to build this business with, which sucks. I'm going to tell you guys it's terrible. It's not cool. I love the freedom that we have with this business to build it however we want. And that's kind of how I took the approach with Zaya, is I wanted to build this business however I wanted to. I wanted to get sales however I needed to, whether that was through a party or a drop-off bag or whatever it was going to be. I wanted to be able to build this lots of different ways. I didn't want to be pigeonholed. So I hope you guys can keep that in mind when you're talking to your teams. Encourage your ladies to be doing self-development. If you're doing self-development, a lot of times you're going to be feeding your team and giving them that knowledge and that power that they need. And I'm telling you guys, what happens between here is so much more important than what is happening with selling the clothes. If they are feeding this, the clothes will sell. The reps will come. They're going to gain that personal confidence, that development that everybody needs. So I hope this was good. I hope this is what Katie wanted. I hope I didn't go off on a tangent too much. I hope this was impactful and that you guys will get to Summit and get your team there. At least one girl. You know, I went and there was 5 of us at my first Summit. And I thought, oh my gosh, we're the smallest team. And now you guys, I can tell you that we are one of the biggest teams in Zaya, which is so amazing. It's so amazing. So I'm so proud of you guys. I am so grateful to each and every single one of you for believing in Zaya, believing in Katie, believing in me, believing in this opportunity and what Zaya can give to each of us. The Bradleys are an amazing family, and if you will just hold on tight and let them guide this company, I promise you we will all be so happy. We will all be in fantastic places in the next few years, and you will be so glad that you said yes to this crazy clothing company that has a name that nobody can figure out, it seems like. So I am so grateful for you ladies. I'm so grateful for you, Katie, for your love and your passion and for everything that you do to feed and grow your team. She is a fantastic leader, and if you want to know how to lead your team, she is a really great example, and I hope that you will follow in her footsteps. And I hope you guys have a great Tuesday night. I will see y'all tomorrow. Wednesday is always exciting. It looks like we're gonna get the pink leopard stuff, which is like, it's got me all amped. So, okay, I hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.